I actually started Googling places online and I put in my insurance information and one of the recruiters called me. I'd been in 2 treatment facilities before and I've struggled with alcohol for about 15 years. And I got to the point where I just couldn't manage anything, couldn't hold a job. I was one job to another, just kind of burning bridges, and I could never really hold it together. And it got really bad the last 8 months. I was becoming physically dependent on it, and I couldn't get up in the morning without it. I couldn't go to sleep. I had anxiety about being able to get it, where I was going to get it, how I was going to get it. And I couldn't do it anymore. I was on the verge of losing my last job, and I was fortunate enough to have good insurance. And one of the recruiters called me right away, and Sovereign offered to fly me out here. And I actually thought it was kind of a hoax at first, like what place would fly you out there, but it wasn't, and so now I'm here. I knew I needed help, and to be honest, it was kind of luck of the draw. To be honest, I didn't really do a whole lot of research, and Sovereign was the first place that called me. I was willing to do anything at that point. It's very individualized. The cognitive behavioral therapy is something that I hadn't been exposed to, sort of treating the individual for different environmental settings that you're going to encounter, and not focusing about bringing up the past and digging up everything on a constant basis, but more or less how you're going to deal with those situations when you encounter them again, and what behaviors I'm going to change and how I'm going to move forward, as opposed to living in the past. I really like that aspect of the treatment. Everyone was really friendly. Everyone was very accommodating. They made me feel comfortable right away. They, asked me if I needed anything. I didn't go without. They made sure I was well taken care of. I could learn more about myself and get some sustained sobriety and get a clear head and sort of be able to evaluate what I wanted to do, and just giving myself that opportunity to make the next best decision, I think, is what I was looking for. Definitely met my expectations in all areas and exceeded them, and the clinical staff and my therapist has been awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better experience in that regard. The accommodations were great. I always felt comfortable. I always felt safe. I was grateful for that. All really great experiences. I think everyone genuinely cares about my well-being and everyone else here, and they go out of their way to make you feel at ease, feel comfortable, like you can open up to them, and I had a great experience overall. The group therapy was really different. Again, I'd never really experienced the CBT aspect of it. But it was really kind of eye-opening as far as what I discovered about myself, and I looked at things from a different perspective than I'd ever looked at them before, as opposed to not just, they do a really good job of incorporating in, the 12-step on the outside of groups, and, giving room for that kind of growth, but as well as individual growth within the groups. My individual sessions, I was always able to open up to my therapist, and I found it really beneficial. I really liked the equine therapy. That was something brand new to me, and I thought I was just gonna go ride horses and kind of hang out, and it was a lot different than that. It was really neat. They have the registered therapists right on site, and you work hand in hand with the horses, and it was definitely something worthwhile. You you get here and you have a little bit of time to kind of get adjusted, get a cup of coffee or juice or something, and kind of get right into it. Group starts right away, and it's pretty steady throughout the day. It's nice because 3 days a week, the option to go to the gym was really helpful to me. I really enjoyed that, and they give you enough time at the end of the day to kind of unwind a little bit before you go to a 12-step meeting, and have some dinner before that. And after that, you have a little bit of time to unwind a little further and kind of get ready for the next day. I think they do really well giving people an opportunity to get away from their environment, and it was almost instant. They offered me a plane ticket, and how soon can you get to the airport was the first question they asked, and I feel grateful for that opportunity, and I think without that, I would be in a totally different position today. I was able to identify some things in my life and character defects that I have that kind of kept me going back to that instant gratification. And so I've identified a lot of things that I need to work on, and it gave me a good platform that I can continue to grow from once I leave. I'll tell them that if you want to get better and you want to put the work in, that this is a really great place to be, and everybody would be more than willing to help you if you want to help yourself. Just stay open-minded. A lot of the stuff for me was really different and new, and I was a little bit resistant at first, but once I opened up to it and gave it a chance, it was a really great experience.